Welcome to EA Sports live coverage of this friendly. Today it's Borussia Dortmund against Barcelona.
What's up, everybody? It's Tate Steinlogie from GameZone.com. Next Gen is here officially. Both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are available now. It's an exciting time, and today we are bringing you a graphics comparison of FIFA 14 on Xbox 360 and Xbox One. On screen right now, you are checking out the Xbox 360 version of FIFA 14, and what you're going to notice in this video, and especially in these two scenes that we're about ready to show, is that there really is a difference in terms of the scale of the game. On the Xbox 360 version that you're looking at right now, there's a real focus in on the players. You can see Sven Bender here and Messi coming up, and you can see that it's really focused in on them. It's what's going on the pitch. There's really not a big scale of the atmosphere in terms of the crowd and the stadium, and that's one thing you will notice in the Xbox One version, and that's one of the big differences between the two. So we're going to pull out here and check out a similar scene on the Xbox One to see the differences, and you will definitely be able to see them.
Welcome to EA Sports live coverage of this friendly. Today it's Borussia Dortmund against Barcelona.
And now we're checking out the Xbox One version of FIFA 14, and right off the bat you can really get a sense of the scale of the game. The Xbox 360 version, as we said, really didn't focus in on the crowd in the stadium. Here, right off the bat, you can see that. You can see the cards being held up by the fans, and it's a really cool feature because it really gets the environmental aspect of the game and the atmosphere that soccer tries to capture. This is Dortmund's home field, and Dortmund is known for the crazy fans, and you can see them there making the Dortmund logo, and I think that's a really cool feature because soccer is such an atmospheric sport, and it's such a sport that contingents on the fans and the experience that you go to the games and feel with the players as well. And so when you get this scale that you couldn't do in last gen that you can on the Xbox One, it's just a really cool feature. And in terms of camera shots, here you can see a difference. You would never get a crowd and player shot because it just never really worked. There was too many issues with the fans, and sometimes they have to be blurred out. And while there's not individual fans, there's some repeats of fans, and you'll see that in the game. You can really see that they did work to make the crowd such a more real aspect of the game, and it's really cool, and it transitioned to what makes the on-field action such fun to watch. So now we're going to compare some of the graphics during a match on the Xbox 360 version first. Let's check that out. Here we are at Kickoff on the Xbox 360 version, and as you can see on screen, this is a bright version. This is a bright game, and again, this is a game that focuses on the pitch and what's going on the field with the players. One thing is you can notice the grass and stuff is very bright, and you can't really get a feel of the grass. It kind of looks just like turf, actually, just like a flat matte surface, and that's one thing you'll notice different on the Xbox One version. So we're going to flip over and check out a similar scene on the Xbox One and see if you can hint out any of the differences, and I think you will.
Good position, they've worked this. This is the chance. Could it be? It'll be a corner.
Here we are at Kickoff on the Xbox One version. A similar scene, obviously, with the same teams, and obviously, as you can see, what's different from the Xbox 360 version is it's darker. And I use that term loosely because some people, when they hear darker, brighter, they freak out because that's an environmental focus and they don't want change like that. However, this is a darker game, and I think one of the cool things that EA has done is they kind of focus it on the TV broadcast. TV broadcasts are more like this, and I really like that feel. And as the players, you can't really tell the players look different. Aesthetically, it's kind of the same game. However, it's also a little bit different. I never toyed with the camera settings on either game. However, in this version, it really does, you can see the fans in the background, unlike the other one, which kind of has a more overhead view. So I'm not sure if that's a feature that's changed or if that's just a camera angle that's different on each game as you start it up. However, I really like this feel, again, because it really gives you a sense of what you would see on a real TV and on a real match. So now we're going to check out a goal scoring opportunity on each version, and I'll show you a little bit of differences in the graphics that makes the experience more in tune on the Xbox One version. Here we are back on the Xbox 360 version. Messi's about ready to score because that's what Messi does. One of the things I'm going to show you is that here he's going to pan over to the celebration, and we're going to talk about the grass and the surface. It just is blah, to be fair. It's just kind of like they threw on a surface, and understandably that's just kind of what current gen is. And one of the things you're going to notice in the Xbox One version is that's totally different. However, another thing is the finishing move. As you saw there, it wasn't a bad finishing move. However, in the Xbox One version, it seems finishing moves and goal scoring opportunities seem to be finished when they should. If you have a nice side kick or a side volley and you get the ball in on frame, more than likely it's going to go in, especially when you have a good player doing it. So let's show a similar goal scoring scene, this time with my team, because of course I got to score, and we'll see some of the differences there.
but straight at the goalkeeper.
So here we are in a similar situation on the Xbox One version. I'm about ready to score, and this is a really good example of what I was talking about with the finishing move. I sent in a beautiful ball that got over the guy's head. He tried to make a move for it, which I think is cool because he didn't just automatically hit his head just because he jumped. It went over his head, off an attempt, and you can see my side kick there into the goal, the little scissor kick. It's beautiful, and that's what I'm talking about, the finishing moves with a good player or even with an average player. If anybody can put that on frame, that should go in, and it does. And there's some really cool camera angles there with my goal scorer. But if you also notice that, and what you'll notice in some of these frames as they get closer, the grass is just beautiful in the Xbox One version, even especially in this game with the rain. And I don't want to let the weather fool you and make it seem like it's darker, as I talked about earlier. The game is what it is. However, it's really cool with the grass because, like, especially in this weather system with it raining, you'll see the water as they step. You can see it coming up from their cleats. I think that's really cool. And the grass itself looks like it's actual grass. So you can see the texture of it actually looks like they're each individual grass pieces. And I think that's really cool, as you can see, because it just adds to an extra realism layer that wasn't there in the current gen. So there you have a few examples of what Xbox One and Xbox 360 look like on FIFA 14. They are very much different games, and as I said a couple times to some of my buddies, FIFA 14 is very much the most different upgraded graphics in terms of any of the Xbox One or PlayStation 4 launches. However, it doesn't mean it's the prettiest looking game. What they changed really did change the environmental and passion-fueled experience, but it doesn't exactly make it the prettiest game. However, it is a really good game. It's a good looking game, and it is very much an upgrade to the Xbox One lineup. So if you have an Xbox One, make sure you pick up FIFA 14. It is a fun game to play through. And while you're at it, keep joining us here at GameZone.com as we bring you more next-gen content and as we look to see what last gen versus current gen looks like. Thank you for joining us.